Captain's Log, February 17th, 2017. Welcome back, guys. I've been contemplating whether I should change this instead of a Captain's Log or a Captain's Star Log into a Captain's Vlog. Sounds kind of funny. I don't know. I'm going to start off again by reading you a quote from What Would Captain Kirk Do? This one's very apropos for the subject I want to talk about and discuss today. And it's this one right here. It says, the Klingons are a brusque and determined enemy, but a commander must always climb the steep hill of democracy in order to build a bridge of peace. Focused on an adversary's shared interests and experiences, common ground is a good place to start. Conflict can give way to harmony with a little elbow grease. So it was a quote that directly referred to Klingons, and that's something I want to talk about today, because there's been a big uproar about the new look for the Discovery Klingons, if in fact they are Klingons. Now, for a lot of people, and myself included, are kind of in the belief that these aren't actually Klingons, that it could just be misleading, or either intentionally misleading or just erroneously misleading, that these are in fact Klingons. They could be some other alien race, because we know we're going to see new ones in Discovery. So, first of all, the picture was released, and soon after, the gentleman recanted, said they weren't Klingons, they just looked like Klingons to him. And from what I've heard, CBS would be all over him, easily all over him, and he wouldn't have a leg to stand on. So there is that. Now, me and Samuel did a long video about this. Are they Klingons? Are they not Klingons? Which you can watch. I'll link to it below. But I'm just going to briefly touch on it again here. And then after that whole first section about the Klingons, I got a bunch of new stuff again that I want to show you guys. So if you're not interested in checking that stuff out later, you can always tune out of the videos. So as far as the Klingons go, when I first saw them, my heart sank. I was like, oh my god, no. I've had nothing but positivity, and I've tried to be very optimistic about Discovery. I've told people, you know, give it a chance. Let's be positive. Hopefully good things will come of it. Because there was a lot of negativity around Discovery, the ship, when we first saw it, which personally I like. A lot of people have said, oh, Captain Foley, how much is CBS paying you to say nice things about Discovery? I wish that was the case, because then I could actually, you know, afford to pay my bills every month. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I really do like the Discovery design. It has changed since you guys saw it last. But it's more or less the same overall shapes and things, just a lot more refined. And again, doesn't really speak to the era that it's supposed to be set in, which is 10 years before TOS. So I like it, and I don't like it at the same time. But overall, I liked the original one we first saw. I had no issues with it, like everybody else seemed to have. So there's that. And so I've always been putting a positive spin on Discovery, saying, let's be optimistic, let's be optimistic. Ever since day one. You can go back and check out my other videos for that. I've got a lot of flack for that, saying I'm not going to support it because of Axanar. I'm going to boycott CBS. I mean, that's your prerogative, that's your choice, obviously. I, of course, will watch it because it is Star Trek. Even if the first episode is atrociously bad, I'm going to watch it. So yeah, but the Klingons, I saw them, and they don't look very Klingon-y. They look... I've heard Xindi, I've heard Reptilian, I've heard a bunch of other things. No, we don't know 100% that these are Klingons. The armor is kind of reminiscent of a redesigned Klingon armor that you might see in TNG, based on the standard Klingon armor, but just modified a little bit. Rebooted, as it were. I don't know if this series is a reboot. I hope it's not, but it's looking like it's shaping up to be a little bit of a reboot, and I'm not happy about that. But that's a topic for another day. So we're not sure if they are Klingons, first of all. Like I said in the other video, Samuel and myself do a discussion and breakdown of it, of the Klingon ridges and how they've changed over the years from TOS, where they didn't have them, all the way to TNG, and what it means. I mean, there's some smoother headed Klingons, which could just be them recovering from the augment virus, of course, and, you know, starting to breed the ridgeline back into their species. a lot was discussed in that episode, and if you have the chance and you're interested in the topic, please feel free to check it out. Like I said, I'll post a link to the description. I'll post a link in the description below. So yeah, there's even a concept sketch that's running around that was released way back from the motion picture when they first changed the Klingons, which caused a huge uproar as well. Like, why are you changing the Klingons? You know, if the internet was around back then, I'm sure it would have been a huge thing again. It was a fairly huge thing, but there was no internet, so it didn't get spread around as much. I know people were upset seeing the Klingons on screen in the motion picture for the first time because they didn't look like the motion picture and the established, or they didn't look like the TOS episodes and the established canon, which had already been there for like 10 years. So that really ruffled a lot of feathers, but since then it's become accepted. Now, is that the case here with these ones? You think that's going to happen? I'm not sure. We've got now 50 years of Star Trek to look back on, a 50-year legacy and history of Klingons, and Klingons have become one of the most recognizable and fleshed out races that we've seen in Star Trek. So to mess with everyone's beloved Klingon will cause a lot of issues, and I hope that's not the case. Now, it could be another alien race, as I said. It could also be the Herc was mentioned. They were the race that enslaved the Klingons, and that is kind of what I'm hoping for, something more along those lines. We've got images too of different Klingon ships. One's called the Klingon Sarcophagus ship, and there's different views of other ships that one has a little person by it, so it's not a huge ship, but are these the ships of this race? Are they Klingons? Are they related to Klingons? Are they Klingons from another parallel dimension, or from the distant future or the distant past? Distant past, probably not so much, but who knows? I mean, there's so many possibilities, so many storylines. It's Star Trek after all. It could be obviously a time travel story, and we don't know. So there's that. And like I said, this production sketch from the motion picture has a Klingon. It says Klingon captain. He's got kind of a smoother head almost, but he's got like little catfish things coming out. He's got squid-like appendages on his hands and feet. So what would he look like if he was thrust into TNG and given like or even TOS, given like the sash and have a bat'leth in his hand, or his squid things, tentacles? Would he look Klingon? Would we have accepted him? Probably, given time. I don't think they can do that with the Klingons now. I don't think it would work with the established history that they have. And I'm very disappointed if they are Klingons. Like I said, I'm hoping for the best and expecting the worst with Discovery. I was very optimistic up until I saw this photo, and now I'm very much pessimistic as to what's going on. Plus, I've heard some rumblings from a few people behind the scenes that, you know, things aren't always going as smoothly as they would like, and they've run into a few roadblocks and speed bumps along the way. So it's got me concerned, but at the same time, looking back on this in like 5 years in hindsight, it'd be like, it turned out pretty good. I mean, we had those little problems, but that was all explained away with this storyline, or you know, we grew to appreciate this new design pretty quickly, or something. I don't know. I'm looking forward to like 5 years from now, and I can look back on this captain's log and be like, yeah, you know, things are better now. So, I mean, even the design of the sarcophagus ship from the top has the vague outline, very vague outline of like a Klingon D7. You know, it's got the same basic shapes. It's stretching, don't get me wrong. There's even footage from inside of a supposed Klingon ship, which is very cathedral-like, has almost like a stained glass window and arches. And you can see them kind of, you know, you see somebody standing in front of that, and it looks like a very strange ship. I have a feeling that's the inside of the sarcophagus ship, because it's a sarcophagus ship. It's like a confectionery ship, a funeral barge, something like that, which could be from their ancient past, or even their mythology. That's one thing we didn't touch on in the episode, but has me thinking, is it from Klingon mythology? Are these guys much like the gods of Egypt that you see on hieroglyphics, that, you know, like Anubis and Isis and all the gods that made up the Egyptian history that are their afterlife, and the barge that took the bodies to get their hearts weighed to see if they were pure, and things like that. Is this just simply a storytelling device that will be like a flashback to show the mythological history of the Klingon people? Could be. I mean, that makes perfect sense. So the sarcophagus ship could be old. We've seen them building the sets, and there are like big, huge arches, which could point to the interior of that style of ship. So maybe it's just a retelling of the Klingon mythology, and these are gods, Klingon gods, that are based on different animals on their planet. And this is something that was never, and I never talked about in the other videos, so it's like a bonus video for that, to add on to what I think is the possibility. It could just be the Klingon mythos, which makes sense, because you look at the hieroglyphics on the walls of an Egyptian tomb, and you see half man, half hippopotamus, half man, half crocodile, half man, half bird. All these strange creatures that were part of the afterlife that all had their own function. So it could be that these Klingons that we see are just Klingon, Klingon death guards or something that, you know, take you to Sto-vo-kor and put you through trials and tests and all this. So hopefully that's what it is. I'm not saying that that's what it is for sure, and I just have a lot of hope. We've seen many Klingons over the years, from very rough ridges to smoother ones to no ridges, and there's an explanation for all of them as far as I'm concerned. So I have hope that Discovery can pull that through if the storytelling's good, and if there's a lot of thought and heart and soul put into it. They can definitely be good Klingons. Because what makes a good Klingon? An honorable heart, a warrior's spirit, and good storylines to show that. That being said, we're focusing a lot of attention on the Klingons, and the show is not about the Klingons. I know they're going to feature heavily in Discovery, but the show is not a Klingon show. If it was totally based in the Klingon culture, I could see more of this discussion being a lot more important, but it's not. It's going to be surrounding the Federation, and the Klingons are probably going to be the main adversaries for most of it, if not all of it, and so they're going to be a very important part. But they're not. They shouldn't be the main focus of what we are looking at. But it is one of the leaked things that happened, and you know, these leaks do occur, so we want to speculate on it and have fun with it while we can, because sooner or later we will be proven wrong, or we will be proven right with our theories and speculations. Pretty much 90% of everything we said in the other video and this one will probably be false. Just plain and simple. There'll be a simple explanation for it. We'll be like, oh well, we feel like idiots speculating on it. It's not even the Klingons, for crying out loud. It's a possibility. So I guess the point I'm trying to make is, as long as it's good stories, and as long as there's a proper tie-in, and it's not a complete reboot of the Star Trek franchise, which they haven't said it is. I mean, if they're going to do a reboot, tell us it's a reboot. Tell us it's not in the JJ verse or the Kelvin timeline, not in our timeline, just a restart from the beginning. This is how it's going to be. That would be more acceptable to me than trying to shoehorn in, oh, well, you know, halfway through the first season, like, oh, this has been a reboot all along. We didn't tell you guys, and we've been trying to rationalize and figure out why things are the way they are. I know it's just a show, Stuart, and I mentioned this in my last Captain's Log, and a lot of people are like, well, if it's just a show, channels like yours wouldn't exist, because, you know, people are passionate about this kind of thing, and it's true. So I'm glad you guys are here talking, or listening to me talk about it. I'm looking forward to all your thoughts and comments below. Is it a mythological ancient Klingon who's half animal, half something else? Are they flashbacks from another race or species that seeded the Klingon Empire, or even the Herc? Maybe talking about that story. Are they flashback scenes? Are they basically going to be the Klingons that we see every day and have to confront and face? what do you guys think about that? What are your thoughts? What would you like to see? What wouldn't you like to see? What do you agree with what I've said? Do you think I'm an idiot? Do you agree with what I've said? Let me know. So, anyway, guys, I think that pretty much wraps it up for the whole Klingon discussion. Like I said, we got a whole other video where Samuel and I discuss it. There was a few tidbits in this one that weren't in that one, which was kind of like a bonus, like a addition, a supplement to the other video. So check it out as well, and then get back to the comments here or there and just talk about your feelings and what do you think about the Klingons. So now I'm going to switch over and do something else. I've recently got a package in the mail from a gentleman in Japan who I told you about in my last video was sending me an R2 unit because he knows I like R2 units. Now, the name on the box is Wolf. His name on Facebook is something completely different. I've talked to him. He said I can call him Wolf, I can call him whatever. He doesn't care. I take it that neither one's his real name. I'm just going to go with Wolf. Has sent me these. And they're very, very, very cool. So there's some Star Trek and some Star Wars stuff. So hold on and I'll get all the stuff over here and we'll take a look at it. First off are these little Star Wars droid packs. Very small, and they're from Japan, obviously. They got Japanese writing all over them. But here's little BB-8. And he's quite heavy. He balances very well. And he's actually about the same scale as the Black Series R2-D2. Might be a little bit big for the Black Series, but I just thought that was an interesting thing. Next up we've got one of my favorite astromech units, besides R2-D2. This guy is R2-Q5, and he's black and bronze. So, keep in mind, guys, I was told I was getting sent one R2 unit. And I'll show him next. This is the one that he promised he would send me, which is exclusive to Japan. This is R2 711 with the 711 colors, the green, the orange, and the red. And these little figures, they're quite small. Got the middle leg down that doesn't retract, and these move, but there's no articulation here, so it's meant to stand like that, obviously, with the third leg down. The heads do turn. We got like a metal body but plastic legs. So there's R2 711. This is the one he was told me he was sending me, but he didn't say what size it was or anything, so I didn't know what to expect. So I got that, and yeah, there we are. Now for the one we all know and love, R2-D2. There's the box. A lot of people have asked me since I got these, where can I get them? I'm not sure. I know they're from Japan, so I don't know if you can order them or not. But the company is Takara Tomy. Right there. So that might help you look them up if you're interested. And this one is R2-M5. Little red R2 unit there. As you guys know, I love R2 units. Remember, I got a bunch for Christmas. I was talking about, I got some from my last Captain's Log. So I definitely love R2 units. This guy's name is covered by a sticker. R2-A6. He's a little green guy. R2-A6. And lastly, for the astromech droids, this guy is, again, covered by the sticker. Like, you know, retail workers need to smarten the hell up, in my opinion. You don't put stickers over important aspects of your product. I hate that so much, and I think people do it intentionally. This is R2-C4. Right here, the yellow guy. So if you're a retail worker, working in, you know, a store that has collectibles, probably more often than not, put the sticker somewhere where it can be left on and not seen if the box is displayed, or put somewhere where it's not important that it's there, like in the lower bottom corner or something. Do not put it directly over the name of the freaking droid that is in the box or something, as an example. That is just stupidity to the max. Most of these were pretty good. They had it like right below. They made sure the name was visible, and that's probably the best way to go about this. Some of them, most of them have the sticker either not on them or on a different position. So, and those are from Toys R Us in Japan. So very cool, very cool, very cool. So we got 6 little R2 units here. I'll put them in my hand. There's 3 there. And then 3 here. 3. Alright, so now for the Star Trek stuff. This is, and I did not expect these at all. These are from a company called F-Toys Confectionery. There's the box. There's the back of the box. So you can get the JJ Prize, the original Constitution class, the Annex 01, the Defiant with the little cloaked Defiant, and the Enterprise D. And they come with little stands, and they got little peg holes in them so you can display more than one ship per stand. And they also come with these little cards. Now this tells you what ships I got. I got the TOS Enterprise, which these packages were opened. He made sure that these were the ships I was getting, because you don't know when you buy the package. There's the JJ Prize, so there's those. And these are also, they double as the instructions. The Enterprise, the TOS one, came in 4 parts. The tuna cells, secondary hull, and saucer. Actually 3 parts. The saucer and the secondary hull were attached in the package. And this one had the little deflector dish that you had to put on. The struts, the engines. So, and let's see those now. So here's the TOS Enterprise, and these are very well done, guys. Let's see on there, on the base it says USS Enterprise NCC 1701 Constitution class. Weapons, phasers, photon torpedoes. Captain James T. Kirk, 1/2500 scale. So a little 1/2500 scale Enterprise. And these things are very cool, very detailed, and very accurate. I'll show you the sensor there. Beautiful models. This one, USS Enterprise NCC 1701 Star Trek Into Darkness. Class, Constitution class. Weapons, phasers, photon torpedoes. Captain James T. Kirk, 1/6200 scale. So that shows you the size difference. Now this is actually a really nice model. The more I see this thing, the more it grows on me. I'm beginning to like it more and more. It still has its issues, of course, but reflector there. But the detailing on this is very nice, very, very cool. Like a very detailed little ship. So I wanted to share that with you. So this one here is 2500 scale, and this one here, which is the same size, is 6200 scale. Looks better already. See, it fell, and the engines fell off. Now the engines fell off, but it's not a big deal. They snap back on really easily. They actually don't hold the best, which is one of my complaints with it. But what are you going to do, right? They're not really meant to be played with. They're meant to be built and put on a shelf, which is what I'm going to do. But, yeah, so there you have it. 2500 scale and 6200 scale. Which means this thing is way huge compared to this one. They should be the same scale. If they were the same scale, I would have so much better time accepting it. But they both look beautiful side by side. Like I said, this one's really growing on me. It's got a few issues, of course, that I can't reconcile, but overall, the overall design and look is improving and growing on me, like I said. So there's that. So that is the stuff that I got from Mr. Wolf, and I'd just like to thank him and all you guys that want to do nice things and send me stuff. I really appreciate it, and please keep it up, I guess. I love showing off this stuff. I love getting this stuff. you know, recently I just got the D7 here, which I'm not going to display here. It doesn't fit, but I thought I'd have it in the background here because we were talking about the Klingons after all. So anyway, I think that's probably it for this captain's log, and I think it was a great success. Kapla! But yeah, what do you guys think about the whole Klingon debacle? Do you care? Are you just going to wait and see? A lot of people are of that opinion. That was mainly my opinion for most of this. I was going to wait and see, but unfortunately, being part of Trekyards and having this information to talk about and kind of be accountable to you guys to talk about things you wanted to hear about, I kind of had to jump in the fray and talk about it. It has bothered me quite a bit. I am very concerned that they are Klingons, despite what a lot of people are saying. Well, they're probably not Klingons. I have a feeling they probably are Klingons, and that really bugs me. And yeah, it probably shouldn't. Everything will probably be fine. There's probably some simple explanation, or they're not even Klingons, and this whole time we've been speculating for no good reason. But anyway, guys, I will be talking to you very soon, and I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching me and listening to me ramble. The last Captain's Log with the engine room was very popular. You guys had a lot of good input on that, and I really appreciate that. So I think I'm going to be doing more of that kind of thing from now on with the Captain's Logs. Not every Captain's Log. Some days I'm going to have to do it last minute and just don't have much of a topic planned out. This one was kind of a rush job itself, talking about the Klingons, but it's something that I needed to say, and like I said, I thought about the mythological aspect of it, which I didn't mention earlier, so I wanted to get that out there. Plus, I wanted to show off all these goodies that I got from the very generous fans out there. So, anyway, guys, that is it. So, until next time, and let me know, Captain's Log or Captain's Vlog. Captain's Vlog, I really like that. I do have my away mission vlog, which I haven't done in a while, but a Captain's Vlog has a nice ring to it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Until next time, everybody, I'm Captain Foley, and I'll see you all in the future, where we'll discover new things about Discovery, and we can speculate and probably be proven wrong, hopefully. But anyway, until then, goodbye, guys.